It's no longer a prediction. It's a reality most of us are living through without even realizing it. Artificial intelligence has already started replacing us, quietly, invisibly, but powerfully. Every time you scan your own groceries at a self-checkout machine, answer a chatbot instead of speaking to a real person, or rely on Google Maps to reroute your drive, you are witnessing jobs that once belonged to people, now handled by machines. These aren't futuristic concepts from sci-fi films anymore. They're real, and they're happening all around us. Take something as simple as writing an email. Just a few years ago, we'd agonize over words, structure, tone. Now, tools like ChatGPT can draft a professional message in seconds with a level of coherence and polish that rivals experienced marketers. And it's not just emails. Newsrooms are starting to use AI to write news summaries. HR departments are using it to screen candidates. Even lawyers are using it to draft legal documents. One law firm recently admitted that they reduced their document review team by over 60% because an AI tool could do the same work, faster and with fewer errors. Let's talk numbers. According to a World Economic Forum report, AI and automation are expected to displace around 85 million jobs globally by 2025. That's not even the far-off future of 2030. That's right around the corner. These aren't just factory line jobs, either. White-collar workers, analysts, accountants, paralegals are all in the firing line. And the harsh truth is, AI doesn't take breaks. It doesn't sleep. It doesn't demand a salary. It learns fast, adapts faster, and executes with precision. Now, some may argue that automation has always existed. After all, machines replaced hand labor in the Industrial Revolution. But the scale and speed at which AI is evolving today is exponentially different. This isn't about physical labor alone. It's about cognitive labor. What we used to believe made us irreplaceable. That illusion is crumbling fast. The jobs most people do are predictable, rule-based, and repetitive. And those are exactly the kinds of tasks that AI excels at. Consider the customer service industry. Companies are deploying chatbots that can resolve hundreds of queries simultaneously in dozens of languages, 24/7. No sick days, no burnout, no training costs. That same logic is being applied across every sector: education, logistics, finance, healthcare. Radiologists are now being assisted or even replaced by AI models that can detect tumors more accurately than trained doctors. Transportation companies are investing billions into autonomous driving technology, which could soon render millions of drivers jobless. This is not fear-mongering. This is technological evolution. And like every evolution, those who don't adapt will be left behind. The biggest mistake anyone can make right now is to believe that their job is somehow immune. Whether you're a receptionist, a translator, a junior software developer, or even a manager overseeing spreadsheets and reports, if the core of your work involves patterns, rules, or data processing, AI will not just assist you, it will outshine you. The most unsettling part? Most people don't even know they're being replaced. The process is subtle. Job roles start shifting, responsibilities quietly reduce, promotions slow down. Then one day, you find yourself competing against someone who's using AI to do 3 times the work you do with more speed, more insight, and less cost. And they're not a superhuman. They just adapted sooner. So what does that mean for all of us? It means the clock is ticking. The age of passively doing your job and expecting long-term security is gone. Employers are looking for people who can use AI tools, not be replaced by them. The future belongs to those who can blend human insight with machine power. But this is not a hopeless message. It's a wake-up call. Because the very same AI that threatens your job also gives you the most powerful leverage you've ever had. The person who learns to use it, master it, and direct it becomes 10 times more valuable in the market. You don't need to compete with AI. You need to collaborate with it. Use it to amplify your skills, to automate your boring tasks, to learn faster than ever before. Ignoring this change is no longer an option. You don't want to be the person who says, "I didn't see it coming," when your role disappears overnight. AI is already here and it's already replacing us. The question now is simple. Are you going to be replaced by it or rise because of it? If we're going to talk honestly about the future, we have to talk about the jobs that won't survive it. And I know, that's a heavy statement, but sugarcoating this won't help anyone. The truth is, AI doesn't just threaten to replace jobs in some abstract, far-off future. It's already happening, and by 2030 we're not just looking at a handful of positions disappearing. We're talking about a seismic shift that could wipe out up to 90% of current job roles across major industries. And no, that's not just speculation. It's a trend backed by data, driven by economics and accelerating by the day. Now you might be thinking, 90%? That can't be right. But take a step back and consider how many jobs exist today that rely on patterns, repetition, or data processing. How many roles boil down to following a checklist, inputting information, or handling predictable requests? We've built entire economies around tasks that AI can now do in seconds. And once companies realize they can get the same work done faster, cheaper, and more accurately by using a machine instead of a human, they will make the switch. Not out of cruelty, but out of efficiency. It's just business. Let's break it down. Think about administrative assistants, data entry clerks, customer support agents, and even junior-level accountants. These jobs involve structured input, fixed processes, and routine decisions. AI eats that for breakfast. A virtual assistant doesn't call in sick. An AI bookkeeper doesn't make arithmetic errors. A chatbot doesn't get overwhelmed by 1,000 customers reaching out at once. It just keeps going. And this goes way beyond entry-level roles. Even highly educated professionals, lawyers, financial analysts, coders, aren't safe. Take paralegals, for example. AI can now review thousands of pages of legal documents in minutes, spotting contradictions, inconsistencies, and relevant precedents with more accuracy than a junior associate. That used to be a human job, one that paid well, and it's vanishing. Or, look at software development. In the past, you had to learn to code for years to build a product. Now, tools like GitHub Copilot or ChatGPT can write functional code based on a single sentence. What happens when businesses no longer need a team of 5 developers to build a web app, just one person who knows how to prompt an AI effectively? It's not hypothetical. It's already being done. Then there's the medical field. Yes, even doctors. AI models are now diagnosing diseases from scans with accuracy levels equal to or higher than trained specialists. Imagine what happens when hospitals can use that technology at scale. It's not about replacing doctors entirely, but reducing the number needed or lowering demand for specialized diagnostics. That affects not just jobs but entire career paths. And it doesn't stop there. Transportation, self-driving trucks and delivery drones are already being tested, and once the legal and ethical hurdles are cleared, millions of drivers could be out of work. Education, AI tutors, AI curriculum designers, even AI grading tools are emerging. Retail, from cashierless checkout to inventory management robots, the shift is happening faster than people can adjust to it. But here's the thing. It's not just what jobs are going away, it's why. And this is where people get it wrong. The jobs being eliminated aren't necessarily bad or low value. Many are respectable, decent, even specialized roles. But the reason they're at risk is because they are predictable. The more a job can be mapped out into repeatable tasks and decision trees, the more vulnerable it becomes to automation. AI doesn't get tired, it doesn't forget, and it can be scaled instantly. That's an irresistible proposition to businesses, who are constantly being pressured to cut costs and improve output. So the question isn't whether AI will replace these jobs, it's how quickly. And when you zoom out and look at the trend, it's moving faster than anyone imagined even 5 years ago. The harsh reality is this. If your job can be written into an instruction manual, it can be programmed into an AI. And when that happens, the competition isn't just another person who's willing to work harder. It's a machine that doesn't need rest or reassurance. That's why this shift is so brutal. It's not about human versus human anymore. It's about human versus exponential technology. But knowing this gives you an edge. If you can see what kinds of jobs are at risk, you can also see what kinds of skills and roles are going to matter most. The people who will thrive aren't the ones who cling to routine. They're the ones who move with the change, not against it. They're the ones who adapt, who retool, who ask not, how do I keep my old job, but how can I become someone who uses AI to do even more? This shift is not personal. It's structural. It's happening to all of us, whether we want it or not. And the ones who are going to suffer the most are the ones who don't believe it's real until it's too late. If you wait until your job is already on the chopping block, you'll be playing catch-up in a world that's sprinting ahead. But if you act now, if you learn to identify patterns, predict where AI is heading, and position yourself above the line of replacement, you give yourself a shot not just at survival, but at leadership. This is not about fear. It's about foresight. Most of the jobs being lost to AI won't come back. That's the uncomfortable truth. But the good news is, entirely new roles are being created. Roles that don't exist yet, but will belong to the people who are prepared. People like you if you're paying attention. So ask yourself, is your job safe because it's irreplaceable, or just because no one's built the AI for it yet? So here we are, staring at a future where machines are getting better, faster, and cheaper at doing the things we once thought only humans could do. It's unsettling. It's uncomfortable. But if we stop for a moment and look closer, we'll find something incredibly important. Not all skills are equal in the eyes of AI, and not all jobs will vanish. In fact, while artificial intelligence is replacing millions of tasks, it still struggles with a few core human traits. And those traits, those irreplaceable abilities, are the keys to thriving in an AI-driven world. You see, when we talk about AI replacing 90% of jobs, it's easy to assume that we're all doomed. But that's only one side of the story. The other side is this. The people who will rise above this wave are the ones who understand what machines can't replicate. That's where your greatest leverage lives. The more human you are in the areas AI can't copy, the more valuable you become. Let's start with one of the most overlooked but powerful abilities, emotional intelligence. AI can analyze data, summarize reports, and write code, but it doesn't feel. It doesn't empathize, it doesn't sense tension in a room or inspire someone who's lost their confidence. It can mimic language that sounds warm or empathetic, but it doesn't understand emotion the way we do. And that's why people who lead, communicate with compassion, build trust, and read emotional cues are going to be in even greater demand. Whether you're managing a team, negotiating a deal, mentoring someone, or comforting a customer going through a rough time, those moments require heart, intuition, and humanity. Machines don't do heart. People do. Then there's creativity. Not the mechanical kind of creativity that follows a prompt or fills in a template, but the kind that sees connections no one else sees. The kind that builds something from nothing. The kind that imagines a future and then pulls people into it with vision. AI is powerful at remixing what already exists, but it's terrible at coming up with truly original thought. It needs input, boundaries, structure. Humans break those boundaries. We ask, what if? And then chase the impossible. That's how we got the iPhone. That's how we got Netflix, SpaceX, electric cars, virtual reality. These things weren't the result of a formula. They were the result of someone imagining what could be. The next big human advantage? Judgment. Not statistical judgment like predicting trends based on numbers. That's AI's territory. I'm talking about moral judgment, context-based decision-making, wisdom. For example, let's say you're a teacher, and a student who normally performs well suddenly stops submitting assignments. An AI system might flag them as non-compliant, or even suggest disciplinary action. But a human might sense that something's wrong. Maybe there's trouble at home. Maybe they're depressed. That subtle, compassionate insight isn't found in data. It's felt. That kind of decision-making still belongs to us. But here's where the conversation gets really interesting. These traits, emotional intelligence, creativity, judgment, they're not just soft skills. They're survival skills now. They're what's going to differentiate you from the millions of people still clinging to roles built around memorization, repetition, or pure logic. And they're more trainable than you think. You're not born with them. You develop them through intention, awareness, and experience. Another one of those survival skills is communication. AI can write, it can translate, it can even give a presentation, but it doesn't inspire. It doesn't ignite change. It doesn't walk on stage and move people to tears or action. And that's why people who can articulate ideas with clarity, simplicity, and emotion will become the connectors between technology and humanity. They'll be the ones translating complex AI outputs into decisions, visions, or stories that shape the direction of companies and communities. Now, let's talk about something you may not have heard of but will soon become one of the most valuable roles in the job market: prompt engineering. This is the ability to tell an AI what to do, clearly, effectively, and creatively. Sounds simple, right? But it's not. The better you are at guiding AI through prompts, the better your results. Think of it like being a director guiding an actor. The actor may have talent, but without vision and direction, that talent doesn't shine. AI is the same. You need to know how to ask the right questions, give the right context, and shape the output. This skill is becoming so essential that top companies are hiring prompt engineers with six-figure salaries, and they don't even need to know how to code. They just need to think clearly, ask sharp questions, and understand how language and logic interact. So while millions of people may panic about AI taking their jobs, a small group of people will quietly learn how to use AI to multiply their value. They won't be replaced, they'll be in demand, because they'll know how to combine the precision of machines with the depth of human insight. They'll use AI to handle the grunt work and focus on the things only people can do. They'll make faster decisions, craft better stories, build stronger relationships, and lead teams that outperform those still stuck in the old world. That's what staying ahead looks like. It's not about fighting technology. It's about merging with it while preserving what makes you irreplaceably human. The future doesn't belong to the smartest person in the room anymore. It belongs to the person who adapts the fastest, who asks better questions, who uses AI not as a crutch but as a launchpad. In the end, it won't be AI that defines our future. It'll be how we choose to use it, or ignore it. So what now? We've talked about how AI is already replacing people. We've looked at the kinds of jobs that are disappearing faster than anyone expected, and we've uncovered the few human traits that still hold power in this technological storm. But knowing all of that means nothing if we don't take the next step: action. Awareness is good, but action is everything. If you want to survive this shift, better yet, if you want to thrive in it, you need a personal strategy, a roadmap, a plan that doesn't wait for permission or certainty, because the world's not going to slow down and wait for you to catch up. It never has. It never will. And the truth is, this is not just about reskilling or taking a few online courses. It's about changing the way you think about your place in the world. It's about realizing that you're not just a job title anymore. You're a brand, you're a product, you're a system of skills, perspectives, and tools. And in the new economy, the AI economy, that's what gives you leverage. You need to think like someone who owns their future, not rents it from a company that can cut them loose the moment a cheaper algorithm shows up. The first and most immediate step is to stop fearing AI and start using it. Most people wait too long. They watch from a distance. They hope the wave won't reach them, but you've got a head start. You already know it's coming. So dive in. Play with the tools. Use ChatGPT to brainstorm ideas. Use Midjourney or DALL-E to create images. Use Notion AI, Synthesia, Descript, 11 Labs, whatever fits your field. The point is, you don't need to become a programmer to work with AI. You just need to be curious. When you treat AI like a teammate instead of a threat, you start moving faster than the crowd. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. There are AI tools built for it. If you're in marketing, AI can help you generate campaigns, write ad copy, and analyze customer behavior. If you're in education, it can design lesson plans, grade papers, and even coach students. If you're in business, you can use AI to automate workflows, track trends, and create content that connects with your audience. And if you're a creator, AI isn't competition, it's leverage. You can produce more, better, faster. The same 24 hours you had yesterday now go twice as far. But tools alone won't save you. You have to develop what I call a personal AI ecosystem. That means looking at your current job or goals and asking, what parts can AI help me improve, automate, or completely transform? Start by listing out the repeatable tasks in your daily work. Anything repetitive or data-heavy should be your first target. Then ask, how can I shift my time toward higher-level thinking? Can I spend less time on the what and more time on the why? Because that's where the future value is. Here's the other piece people overlook: visibility. If you're adapting, learning, and innovating, but no one sees it, you're invisible. So start building your digital presence. Whether it's a LinkedIn page, a blog, a podcast, or a YouTube channel, you need to be visible in the new economy. Document what you're learning. Share the tools you're experimenting with. Talk about how AI is reshaping your work. In doing so, you're not just learning, you're attracting opportunities, partnerships, and income streams you never imagined before. Your story becomes your strategy. And let's not forget about ownership. This is the age of creators, not just workers. You need to build something that belongs to you. It could be a newsletter, a digital product, a course, a community, a service. Something that brings people value and builds your independence from the old systems. AI can help you start these things faster than ever. You don't need a team. You need a vision and a tool stack. You don't need 1 million followers. You need 100 true believers. This is the future of freedom. But you can't get there if you're still stuck in the mindset that your job is your identity. Also, embrace learning, but not the old way. Don't just go back to school or pay for another certificate. Learn fast. Learn lean. Find mentors online. Reverse engineer successful people. Read white papers. Watch tutorials. Join AI communities. Experiment daily. This isn't about mastering a topic for 10 years before doing anything. This is about learning just enough to try, to fail forward, and to keep going. If you're serious about staying ahead, make adaptability your default setting. Things will keep changing. AI will keep evolving. Tools that are hot today will be outdated in a year. And that's fine. Your goal isn't to chase every trend. It's to stay flexible enough that you can pivot without panic. People who cling to one way of doing things will break. People who treat their careers like living systems, fluid, evolving, self-correcting, will survive. This is also the time to rethink wealth. Not just money, but the kind of value you offer that's hard to replace. That value comes from insight, leadership, perspective, and creativity. And those don't show up overnight. They come from investing in yourself consistently. And now, more than ever, they come from pairing your humanity with machine-level productivity. Let's be clear, this is not easy. There's no comfort in disruption. There's no straight path to reinvention. But the good news is the tools are in your hands. The knowledge is out there. And most importantly, the people who will be left behind aren't the ones without skills. They're the ones who refuse to move. So don't wait to be disrupted. Disrupt yourself before the world does it for you.